Here we are on Saturday the 10th. I've just had a couple of things to do with. Right, let's have a look what we've got. This one is another one of those from Eric Wood's recommendations. This is like Sound of Adventure 2-disc set from the City Light Symphony Orchestra. Goes with the John Williams one that I had the other week. We've got James Horner, Mask of Zorro, Nicholas Roger, El Cid, Corn Gold Adventures, Robin Hood, Ron Goodwin, Lancelot and Guinevere, John Debney, Cutthroat Island, John Williams, 7 Years Tibet, Indiana Jones, yada 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 yada. Yeah, there's quite a lot of John Williams on disc 2, which is a bit of a duplication from the other one, but still, let's get into that. I think this is the one that Eric was enjoying the artwork on. I mean, again, it's hardback book style. This time the discs are not in little tuck-in pockets, but actual sort of digipack trays. Yeah, and a big old booklet which is in English and German. Cool, that's that. And the other one, let's see what this other one is. This has got 2 discs in it. Which are James Horner's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Christmas related scores obviously last month, quite a few. Maybe there was a Christmas music stream, and I realised that although I've got Elfman's The Grinch, I had not got Horner's take on the same franchise. And the other one to go with it is Fernando Velasquez, The Impossible. Just on the grounds of Velasquez is good. There's one that I didn't have. Okay, 8-page booklet which is entirely photographs. So there's nothing to read in there at all. But that's fair enough. That's a Quartet Records release, that one. Here we are on Saturday the 10th. I've just had a couple of things to do with. Right, let's have a look what we've got. This one is another one of those from Eric Wood's recommendations. This is like Sound of Adventure 2-disc set from the City Light Symphony Orchestra. Goes with the John Williams one that I had the other week. We've got James Horner, Mask of Zorro, Nicholas Roger, El Cid, Corn Gold Adventures, Robin Hood, Ron Goodwin, Lancelot and Guinevere, John Debney, Cutthroat Island, John Williams, 7 Years Tibet, Indiana Jones, yada 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 yada. Yeah, there's quite a lot of John Williams on disc 2, which is a bit of a duplication from the other one, but still, let's get into that. I think this is the one that Eric was enjoying the artwork on. I mean, again, it's hardback book style. This time the discs are not in little tuck-in pockets, but actual sort of digipack trays. Yeah, and a big old booklet which is in English and German. Cool, that's that. And the other one, let's see what this other one is. This has got 2 discs in it. Which are James Horner's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Um, Christmas related scores obviously last month. Quite a few. Maybe there was a Christmas music stream, and I realised that although I've got Elfman's The Grinch, I have not got Horner's take on the same um, franchise. And the other one to go with it is Fernando Velasquez, The Impossible. Just on the grounds of Velasquez is good. There's one that I didn't have. Okay, 8-page booklet which is entirely photographs. There's nothing to read in there at all. But that's fair enough. That's a Quartet Records release, that one. It's Monday the 12th. I've got a few things on order via eBay and things, but today I bought a couple of LPs off of Neil at Retro Reels, who's been doing a bit of a sale of a lot of his stuff because he's trying to raise some money and offload some things from his collection. So what have I bought off of him? I've bought Mike Moran's Time Bandits, and I have bought Peter Bernstein's Ewoks. That is something which tends to be a bit on the dear side online. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't cheap from Neil, but it was cheaper than it could easily have been. So thank you for that, Neil. Off topic from film music, but something else that I did receive today is a big art book. I have to lean back a bit here. Exactitude Hyperrealist Arts Today. It's a rather expensive book, so I've been yeah, bit of expenditure. But you know, hyperrealism is something that is not for everyone, but for those who are into it, this is a bloody good value book. This is paintings. These are oils, acrylics, watercolors, pencil. That some of them you just couldn't tell weren't photographs. Some of them are more kind of realistic than others, but anyway, that is a hefty old book, and I'm pleased to have it. It's now Tuesday the 13th. World of Books were doing on their cheap second-hand CDs, which are somewhere in the region of £3 to £4 each. A buy three get a fourth one free offer. So I thought I'd have a scroll through and find things that were. Oh, that could be mildly interesting. Let's have a go at that. So this is going to be a package of 4 things. All the sort of thing that you kind of wouldn't buy at full price, but you give a go at for like, well, it's going to total barely £15 for the 4 together. One bag inside another bag. Do we think 2 plastic bags is going to be enough to prevent jewel cases and lugs and things being broken? We'll find out. Doesn't sound rattly this time. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, yeah, well, out of these, 2 of these 4 are still sealed in the original seals. Okay, one of them's front a bit cracked, but okay, what we've got Mark Mancina's version of Mole Flanders. We've got Tyler Bates's 300, which, yes, I know all about the. Oh, look there. Well, that's broken to a certain extent. It's the foot on the case. Yes, I know there's going to be rather a lot of similarity in places to to Golden Tiles Titus, but never mind that. There's Roquebanos Girl in the Spider's Web. I think that lettering is just on the cellophane, so that'll come off all right. And Dustin O'Halloran's Puzzle. I think at one point Daniel Herring was half mentioning that he was going to send me the vinyl of that, but I think that obviously went by the by and didn't happen. That's fine. So yeah, so these four. Let's have a look at those. Last weekend, listening to I think Jonathan Ross on his show on the radio, somebody wrote in and said something about doing jigsaw puzzles, and could he play some music, film music relating to jigsaw puzzles. And he played three things where the link was massively tenuous. And I think the closest thing to a link was Citizen Kane, because apparently there's a scene in Citizen Kane where they're doing a jigsaw. Vaguely recall that, but really that's what he should have played, because it's just about that. Anyway, Banyos is good. I don't know what the score to Gun Spider's Web is like. I haven't heard it. That. So yeah, that's about as I say, about 15 quid's worth between those four. Very nice. Here we are on Wednesday the 14th. Very slim package with, clearly from the feel of it, a CD and a card sleeve. Let's see what release that is. Fight my way into this mailer bag. It is. Ah yes, it is the new Max Richter release, Hamnet. A movie which is getting very mixed reviews, but it's a bit too mawkish apparently. That's possibly not the right word. Anyway, let's break the seal on that. Who likes card sleeves? I'm not a massive fan. I mean, digipacks are bad enough. There. Disc in the front half, booklet in the back half, which is slightly unusual. It's usually the booklet in the front and the disc in the back. Oh, there we are. 8-page booklet. Just credits. Yep. Okay. Thursday the 15th now. Two things have been delivered. Let's see what these are. These both in mailers with tear strips that don't work. Well, the tear strip on the first one doesn't work. This is Simon Fisher Turner's Caravaggio. This is a Derek Jarman film. I've got lots of other things, scores to films about painters, and I thought I'd add to the collection. Weird motivations, I know. Let's see how the tear strip goes on this larger one. Ooh, that worked 98% of the way. This is finally my order from Vrez. So, it's the expansion of Goldsmith's Medicine Man, paired with Tyler's Timeline, and while I was at it, I got Nino Rota's Hurricane on the grounds of they got it and it was relatively cheap. So, that's 4 discs to be going on with. It's now Friday the 16th. This is obviously not a CD. I suspect what this is, but we shall have a look. Can you tell what it is yet? Well, it's come with Mick Giacchino's Skeleton Crew on CD. So that might give you a sense of who it's from. We have cellophane sleeve on a gatefold. Is it gatefold? Well, it's certainly got an unusual style of opening, put it that way. There's, you see, proper unboxing for once. This is in bits. Inside, it is Desplat's Frankenstein, which originally it didn't seem was going to get a CD release. So I went, all right, I'll buy the LP then. And then by the time they ship the LP, they actually tell you that it is going to get a CD release as well. So thanks for that. So I've ended up ordering the CD as well, because it's the CD that I would actually prefer. But you never know, this LP might go up in value or something. So we've got an OB strip, and then on the other side we have cartoon style illustration, and we have disc 1 in the front with a little card with a QR code from Mutant's newsletter, and green splatter style. And then in the back we have black and white insert. That's certainly Desplat on the right. Is that Del Toro? Might be Del Toro on the left. It's a bit hard to tell in a dark and grim, grimy picture like that, with a hat on. And then we've got another sort of swirly disc for disc 2. Yes, very nice. And that's the artwork for the back. Cool. It's Saturday the 17th. 2 things have just been delivered. Let's see what we've got. It's from Music Magpie. This is Zimmer's F1. very minimalist back cover to that. I hope there's going to be a track listing inside. Let's have a quick look. It's a 2-disc release. The thing about 2-disc releases is you can never be sure whether the hinge is going to be on the left or the right, because there are styles of case do both. That looks like, if there's a track listing at all, it must be inside the booklet. Yeah. It looks to me like disc 1 is score and disc 2 is songs. Okay. Fine. And let's see what's in the other one. Come on. Ah, yes. Is a silver screen release of Jakob Groth's scores, just sort of compilation from the Stieg Larsson original Millennium trilogy. This was prompted by me getting Roque Baños's version the other day, or last week. So these are like from the original versions. Girl who played with fire, girl with dragon 2, girl who kicked the hornet's nest. So there's Elizabeth in her original incarnation. Slovak National Orchestra conducted by Alan Wilson. Cool, it's the first bit of Jakob Groth that I've got, so we'll see what he's like. Sunday the 18th, no new deliveries today, but I thought I'd do something I don't often do, which is come back to stuff from my earlier videos from earlier in the week and talk about the things that I've received after I've played them. I thought it was worth doing that just for a moment with a couple of this week's items, which were the Frankenstein and the F1. Comments are, firstly, Frankenstein, this is on 2 LPs, and quite often things that come on 2 LPs, you play them and they're not actually all that long, and you kind of ask yourself, they could have fitted that on one. Why? Was it just an attempt to make it more expensive? I will say that's not the case in this one. This runs to about an hour and a half, so 90 minutes, and therefore definitely too much for a single disc, indeed too much for a single CD. So when the CD comes out, I would imagine that's going to be a 2-disc jobby as well. I mean, even this omits a few tracks from the digital release, I think 4 or 5. I mean, they might be short tracks, but even so, decent length on that. And it's quite a nice score. I'll give display points for that one. And then this, as I commented when I received the thing, I was not kind of primed to expect the fact that that it was a 2-disc jobby where disc 1 is Zimmer's score and disc 2 is a bunch of songs. So I didn't know what to expect in terms of the songs. With double CD releases where one disc is score and the second disc is songs, I really have a mixed history with those. Sometimes I can play it through and go, you know what, I like the songs as well as the score, and I'll happily play both discs. Guardians of the Galaxy, for example. Even when you get something with a single disc that's half score and half songs, sometimes you can go, oh, really? Or sometimes you can appreciate them. I'm happy with the mix of songs and score on Simon Boswell's Hardware. On the other hand, Trevor Jones's Hideaway, scores are very nice. Songs get on my nerves somewhat, and I skip them. I'm afraid this is gonna. There was one of the pirate. I think one of the latter Pirates of the Caribbean scores. I can't remember which one it was because there's so many of the damn things. And that was a Zimmer as well. Obviously, had one a load of score at the start, and then like I think they were supposed to be remixes of the score things, but by other performers. And I really couldn't get on with those. And I'm afraid this is in the same category. Um, Score, yeah, it's pretty good. It's in Zimmer's kind of old school synthy kind of style almost. So bit retro back to his 90s stuff, I think. And then the songs, well, about a third of them are put up withable and kind of, yeah, quite happily, isn't it? But about 2/3 of them, you play about 20 seconds and you go, this is just annoying me. Skip. And the next one, no, so is that. Skip. So there you are. I mean, your mileage may vary. You might enjoy the songs that are on the second disc of this, but I think disc 2 is something that's going to get very little replay from me. It's Tuesday the 20th. This has just been delivered. If this is what I think it's going to be, this is something prompted by Eric Woods' countdown of the top scores of the century, I think. Yes, it is. This is Christopher Gordon's version of On the Beach. It's a TV, was it a mini-series? I mean, I've got the original Ernest Gold one. I'd seen this advertised online a few times in the past and kind of hummed and hawed and never bothered with it, possibly because it was TV, because I'm less engaged with TV music than I am with film music, and even less engaged with video game music, but there we are. Yeah, I mean, I've got a few of Christopher Gordon's things already. What have I got? I've got Daybreakers, When Good Ghouls Go Bad, Buckley's Chance, which is very good, Out of the Shadows, Moby Dick, and of course the Master and Commander, which was like a collaboration with a couple of other guys. So yeah, that's adding that to the list. Later the same day, I've looked into that version of On the Beach. Yeah, it was a single TV movie, but running at over 3 hours long. That's a bit of a slog for a TV movie, isn't it? Anyway, there we are. So it was a single thing, so it does count. I think that counts as a film and not as just as like TV series. Anyway, I'll come back on because I've had another delivery. So let's see what this one is. Little cardboard box inside the envelope. Cardboard box. Tear strip on it. Aha! Okay. This is building up the few remaining gaps in my Goldsmith collection. This is Hawkins on Murder, which also includes Winterkill, Babe, not that version of Babe. Huh. Not the thing about the sheep pig. It's got a bit of a crack in the jewel case, but hey. Yeah, well let's fill in some gaps. Okay, it's Monday the 26th. I'm just back from a weekend away. Two things have been delivered in my absence, and one thing I purchased while I was out, which was from a record shop in Whitstable. I got Death Walks on High Heels by Stelvio Cipriani, which is double album. In a gatefold sleeve. There's that. So let's have a look what the two things are that were delivered while I was away. Okay, this is something I saw at the cinema back when it came out in 2001. I've seen the soundtrack rattling around for ages since then, and kind of hummed and hard and never bought it. And then it was featured on one of last week's Twitch streams, and that is Edmund Choi's of the Dish. I haven't got anything by Edmund Choi, so that'll be a first. And then this one's been very comprehensively sellotaped up, so I'm going to need the cake slice for this. I can see her face, I can see Jerry Goldsmith. This is helping to fill the gaps in my Goldsmith collection. This is something that's usually at least £30, sometimes £40. And someone was selling it for 23, and I asked them if they'd take 20, and they said yes. And that, if I can get it out of the packaging, is a Brother of the Bell. Also paired with a Step Out of Line, apparently, which is the alternative front colours like that. So there we are, a couple of Jerry Goldsmiths from, what, early 70s. Very nice, and that's on Entrada. Marvellous. It's Thursday the 29th. That's a bigger box than usual, isn't it? And this has got Film Score Monthly written on it. Now what have you got, Williams, from Film Score Monthly that is in a box that big? Well. Let's see. Other stuff there. And there is also a thing here. Now then, let's come at these one at a time. Break our way into these. And that as well. Right, now then, so what have things that I've ordered, included Ben in June by Rachel Portman, Celluloid Copeland, this is Jonathan Sheffer and the EOS Orchestra, whoever they are. It's a Telarc thing, from Sorcery to Science, The City, The Gummington Story, whatever that is, and The North Star. Yeah, these are all going relatively cheap. Mark Mackenzie compilation. William Ross, The Evening Star. A Georges Delerue compilation, Le Cinéma de Philippe de Broca. A Morricone compilation, Professione Filio, La Banda Jayanese, Le Monachine, and Cliff Martinez Arbitrage. But in addition to that, there's stuff to do with the FSM 35th anniversary Kickstarter, which includes a set of the collector cards, the CD of the filmation music of Ray Ellis. What have we got here? Star Trek the Animated Series, Flash Gordon, Jason of Star Command, Shazam, Secret of Isis, Gilligan's Planet, and so on. And this, the book, which is Lucas Kendall's work, and the insides of that look more familiar to me than they will to most of you, because I was one of the team involved in looking at the editing of the drafts. I don't know whether this camera is going to focus on that. Publisher Lucas Kendall, designer Joe Sikoriak, cover illustration Paul Shipper, editorial consultants Frank DeWald, Dennis Cordell, and me. So there we are. So if you find any typos in it when you get your copy, there's about 3 or 4 of us to blame for missing them. We've got a lot of articles from the history of the magazine being reprinted, and then in between some little interstitial new bits. Yeah. So there we are. That's 400 pages odd of FSM goodness. There we go. And about an hour later, another delivery. Much smaller one this time, obviously. Looks like this is a single CD. I must be jolly surprised if it isn't. Alright, this is the CD release of Desplat's Frankenstein, which obviously I already had on vinyl because I bought it when it was not clear that there was going to be a CD release. But to be honest with you, I much prefer the CD, so here it is across 2 discs. And little booklet. I'll tell you what, whoever did the text in these was very generous in terms of readable font sizes. It's quite often not as big as that. So it's nice to have that on a much more portable format. Right, Saturday the 31st, postman came, delivered a couple of packages. Well, actually, he delivered one and then went away, then realised his mistake and came back and delivered a second one. I recorded my unpackaging of those, and something glitched in the recording, and I didn't discover this until I tried to edit it into the month's overall thing that you've just been watching, whereupon there was a little thing saying error not available or something like that, and it caused the entire video, which at this point is something along the lines of 40 minutes, to fail to render out, which is nice. So here I am at the start of February, just going to cover off what it was that he did deliver, so I can edit this bit in, and you'll have what I received on the 31st, but without the boxes and packages and what have you. So anyway, first thing was Wings of a Film, which is Hans Zimmer compilation. It's got Gladiator, Driving Miss Daisy, Thelma and Louise, Thin Red Line, Mission Impossible, The Lion King, Power of One, 9 Months, Rain Man, True Romance, and then some more Lion King for some reason. This is the first compilation. I think it's a live concert by the sound of it. Compilation, because there's like applause at the end of each track of Zimmer's that I've got. There's an entertaining bit on the front label there. From the acclaimed composer of Pearl Harbor. And you say, why would you make that the claim? It's not as though Pearl Harbor's his most acclaimed movie. I guess this must have came out just after Pearl Harbor did, I suppose. And the other thing is this Christoph Komeda Knife in the Water, which is early 60s Roman Polanski film. I know this label, Soundtrack Factory, is sort of grey market. There we are. This is 71 minutes, of which the first sort of 2/3 of it is Knife in the Water, and then there's a couple of tracks from a short comedy called Two Men and a Wardrobe. These and 6 or so tracks from a thing called Opening Tomorrow, which is a sort of theatre satire. Those are both kind of Polish movies. Yeah, this I've played through. It's as I say, the only Komeda that I'd got before this point was Rosemary's Baby, of which I might have a spare copy. So if anybody is interested in Rosemary's Baby, then shout, and I'll be able to send you a copy. This is more kind of jazzy than is my personal preference, but it's still interesting to have. Anyway, that's the end of February. No, it's the end of January. You'll be seeing this in February. I hope you have a good February. In the meantime, stay fresh, cheese bags.